So, hello to all my beautiful tradespeople, you know, the Sparkies, the plumbers, the roofers, the tilers, the bricklayers, all of you guys, and to any civilians watching. Hey, today's video is going to be about social housing. I'm going to discuss the hierarchy. So, you know, you've got the councils at the top, the housing associations, and then underneath you have the contractors, the companies who get the big contracts, and then underneath those you've got the subcontractors and smaller contractors, and then you work all your way down the hierarchy and the pyramid until you finally get to the guys at the bottom who are the domestic social housing Sparkies, like what I have done for most of my career. So I wanted to just go through each one of the rungs on the ladder, or whatever the word would be, and just give you a little bit of insight and knowledge that I hold and that I found that was just there freely on the internet for anybody to find. So it's not like I'm revealing inside information or anybody can sue me for GDPR or anything. That's a disclaimer I'm going to put as well, just in case anybody ever wants to come and try to sue me. Here's my disclaimer: I've never had a contract with any of these companies signed, so can't sue me, B. Anyways, and one more disclaimer. My Instagram name is Kimmy the Sparks, just to prove to you that I am Kimmy the Sparks. Yeah? So it might be a bit shocking at first for you to see me, you know, without these glasses attached to my head. But I am the same Kimmy the Sparks from Instagram. But anyways, less jokes, more serious talk. Let's do it. So anyways, today's video, I'm gonna go more in depth with the description of the council side of it and the main contractor side of it. And then what I'm going to do is briefly touch on the coding system and the pricing system that these guys do. And I'm going to leave it at that for this video. And then there will be a part 2 where I will go deeper into the pricing, discuss more of the pricing that the subcontractors and contractors get. And then I'm going to talk about being the actual Sparky that goes on site and the pricing for that. So, okay, moving on. So like I said, you have the social housing hierarchy. At the top, you've got the councils and the housing associations, and then underneath you have the guys like mayors and waits that receive the contracts. That top bit of the pyramid is what I'm going to be discussing today, and then the rest of the guys will be in the part 2 of the video. So in London, we have 32 different councils, and I think there's about 10 million people in London, and that's not even including all the people that are not even legally registered. So that, I think there's probably about 12 million of us, maybe 11 million. I don't know. I'm not a statistician or whatever the guys are that make the statistics. So anyways, that's a lot of people in London and a lot of councils to be working for. Bear in mind, there are also housing associations. So this is why the social housing market in London is very competitive, very dense, very fierce, and it's pretty much the 3 top guys that have all the contracts. Well, yeah. So the ones I can think of, again, this is information I found online. Mears, Waits, Morrison, Axes. Those are like the main top guys that have the contracts in London for the electrical. So what I've done is I've went with Lambeth Council in specific to use as an example, because all their information is very freely available on the website. They are very transparent with all their figures, with how they do the tendering process. Everything is just literally just out on the website, available within a few clicks. So what councils do is every 6 years or so, they will award a contract to a contractor. So some councils obviously do it every 4 years, every 3 years, so forth and so forth. Some people do it for 6 years and then allow you to extend it for another 3 years. but each council is different, so you'll have to go on their website and find out. So I'm going to be using Lambeth Council as an example. If you are interested in applying for the Lambeth Council contract, you are a little bit late, unfortunately. You just missed the deadline by a few months, so you can no longer apply to that as far as I'm aware. So they last put out their contract 10 years ago for the electrical, and Mears came in and won that for 6 years, and then they had it extended for another 3 years for doing an amazing job. So just recently in 2020, obviously the contract finished, so they have to find somebody new. So the Lambeth Council contract is huge. They have over 33,000 homes, and they actually promise to build anything between like 500 to 1,000 homes, new homes a year. So which they say equates to about 70,000 repairs per year. That's a lot of repairs, right? And then what they do is then they split the council into North and South contracts. So the North Lambeth Council it covers about 8,000 homes, and that's the contract that Mears won 10 years ago. So so what they've done is they've basically got all their homes and contracts and split it into 10 lots. So basically 5, but then within each sector they split it between North and South. And if we have the look at lot 7, electrical contract for North, that is the one that I'm going to be discussing. So if we have a look at the description of the procurement, they actually describe the sort of rough figures expected for the contractor to be carrying out. So you are looking at about 12,000 domestic installation tests per year and 1,400 communal installation tests per year. They also have 640 door entry system that you need to service and repair, lighting systems, TV aerial systems, IRS systems, fire alarm systems, emergency lights. All of that is what you will be covering under the contract. So the contract is for 168 months and will be a total of 21 million. So obviously when you are applying for these contracts, if you are interested, you have to bear in mind that the council will look to see if you have the manpower and the capacity and bank detail sort of records to say that you can take on this kind of work. You're not just a guy that literally opened his company like a month ago and will just run off with all the money they put into your account. So yeah, heads up, if you are interested in tendering for big contracts like that, do take your banking stuff seriously. Your bank account, your credit rate sort of system will be looked at when you're applying for these sort of things. So yeah, some councils will have smaller contracts available because all of them do it differently. Some of them have like an in-house team, and then the remaining small bit of work they will let you tender for and so forth. But anyways, so that is the expectation for the council contract if you're going directly. So then they obviously do put out information on who wins the contracts, and you can see that the North contract Mears received, Morrison's had the centre contract, and then you also have people like T Brown and Mitty, and I'm not sure who the other, oh, FC and NG actually, the other companies I've not really come across. But yeah, so when the contracts are won, you can actually go online and see who has them. So top tip, if you are looking to become a social housing electrician or just do some work with them, what you can do is have a look at who has the social housing contract in your area, in your council, in your borough. Have a look to see who's got the contract, and then you can reach out to them and see if they have vacancies. That will narrow down your search, or maybe they might have like a out of hours rota that you can go on. So yeah, that's my little tip for you. And then I just wanted to have a look at the contractors that go just obviously above the council. So the ones that are the biggest, literally dominating the industry, that is Mears and Waits in terms of electrical. Here is an article. About Mears, who won the Lambeth contract 10 years ago and then had it extended for 3 years. So obviously you have to bear in mind that the contractors at the top, Mears and Waits, they're the big boys. They are the big boys that make all the big money and will be able to buy themselves the £1 million house and all the sports cars and stuff. So if you can get yourself to the top, honestly, yeah, that's where the money's at. That's where the money's at. And you've got to bear in mind that further down the scale you go, the more money will get held up and you'll just be picking up breadcrumbs when you're at the bottom. But we've all got to start somewhere. So yeah, and there's money to be made at each part of the hierarchy. However, in this video, like I said, I'm going to just cover the top 2 bits. And then you also have like the subcontractors and smaller contractors that go down the system who still can make big money. But obviously it's never going to be millions like the guys at the top, right? So anyways, social housing, Mears won the contract. So just having a look at the article and saying that, yeah, Mears won the contract for North Lambeth, which is 8,000 homes. And the chairman of Mears said, this is 10 years ago, bear in mind, that the total of the social housing tenders is 3.5 billion. When I first looked here, I was like, wait, what? It took me a while to realize that doesn't say million, that says billion, and that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So as you can tell, there is a lot of money in social housing. But like I said, the further down you go, the more it gets filtered out. So you just got to try tap in and slide yourself as high up as possible if you want to be making the bigger monies. So anyways, yeah, they've won the contract for 6 years, and then at the time they said the deal can be extended for further 3 years, which they did get extended because they've done an amazing job. So I wanted to discuss the way that these jobs are priced up. So there is a company called M3H, the website is .co.uk, m3h.co.uk. So they have a product called Schedule of Rates. And what they have done is they've literally sat there and compiled every single thing you can think of going wrong in a house. Every single thing. And they attached a numerical code to it and a description. So what they have done is put the book together, and now it's sort of like the standard. If you want to tender for a council or a housing association contract, they kind of expect you to be pricing up your jobs through this Schedule of Rates. To access the Schedule of Rates, you actually have to be a subscriber or approved client. But anyways, you know, the power of the internet and some searching, it took me 2 minutes to find the whole of the book online on a PDF. So again, you know, I'm sharing what I found freely online. Anyways, this is again from their website, and it's just a small example of what you can expect in the Schedule of Rates. So they've got the example of a fencing panel. So you've got the item number here, the description, the unit, and the rate per unit. So the item code is 017323, and this is the description that they expect you to do. So they expect you to renew a 1.8 meter high panel with the timber posts, and in the price they expect you to add metal support brackets, galvanized steel fencing panels, gravel board with center prop, excavation including excavation for posts, concrete backfill, taking down remnants of existing fence and posts set in concrete. You've got to remove the waste, then you've got to put the paving back, and then you've got to put all the gardening back as necessary. All of that, and per linear meter of this fence, bear in mind this includes all the materials and everything. The base price for that is £79.17. That is the base price. So what councils and housing associations do, they will ask you to give a discount on the base price. that is where the competitiveness comes in. So they might suggest a discount of 40%. So they will expect you to do all the work for a discount of 40%. When it comes to mears and weights, I have no idea what discount they have. I'd expect, yeah, so I'm not sure what discount weights and mears get from the council, or what discounts are they working at. But I do know the sort of rough discounts that the contractor that goes through weights and mears get, which I will be explaining in my next video. So yeah, that's all I have on my little spreadsheets. So just to summarize, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. So you got the guys at the top, the councils, who have all the big homes and have all the big contracts and all the millions, and then you have the guys underneath who are like weights and mears and Morrisons and Mitty and all the other guys that get the council contracts directly, and the housing association contracts. And then these guys work through a schedule of rates to provide a service, but the base price is just the base price, and the competitiveness comes in how much discount they can all offer to the guys at the top. So these guys are making big bucks, big money, and then obviously they subcontract the work out to smaller contractors and subcontractors, who then subcontract the work even further, or get electricians to do it that they have employed. But also the contractors at the top, like weights and mears, have their own employees, so they have the contract split between direct employees and further subcontracting. So yeah, my next video I'm gonna discuss the option of further subcontracting and the further contractors that get the contracts from mears and how much they earn, and so forth further down the hierarchy. But as far as this video goes, I think I roughly covered everything I wanted to cover. Yeah, I've lost track now. But yeah, that is it. I feel like I've just fired it all, but that's fine. If you have any questions, let me know. And if I have enough questions and they haven't been answered in the next video, I will just compile them all together and do like a little Q&A video based on this subject as a little third. That's 6, isn't it? Third part. Yeah, that's it, I think, right? I don't want to go now, can you tell? But yeah, thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you share if you're waiting for the second part that will be released in the next few days, maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. Let's see how I feel. Yeah, look forward to sharing more of my knowledge with you. Let me know any questions, hit me up on Instagram. That's it. See ya.